Hey, what's up, beautiful Bellcast listeners? Welcome to another episode. I am Gio.
And I am Bart. And how did you know I was the one?
Oh, I just got this question asked yesterday.
You did? Me too. That's how it's fresh in my mind.
Who asked you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Fine, I'm not going to tell you either. How did I know you were the one? So I've said this a million times, but I'll say it again. Let me clear my throat. But I knew you were the one when I really considered getting married with you, having kids, having my whole life having my whole life with you in it. And I never cared about that before. Before you, it was more like, I don't believe in the one.
But how did you know I was that one?
The fact that I was going against everything I'm about to explain.
Oh.
Yeah. So before you, I didn't believe in the one. I didn't think people fell in love. I always thought like the love at first sight and all that shit. I always thought it was something that the movies just kind of glorified and romanticized.
Yeah.
Because for me, I never had any type of deep connection with any of the guys that I ever was with. It was more like, maybe I was picking the wrong guys, but I was never completely smitten by a guy. I was never completely, and I could have been viewing relationships wrong, but I just never felt like I needed a guy in my life. It was just fun to have a guy. And then like if I did end up getting in a relationship, it was one of those where it's like, yeah, it just didn't feel like I wanted to get married or have kids. Like, you know, I loved them, but I wasn't like madly, deeply in love. And if we were to break up, I'd be like, okay, cool. I was just so focused on just building my own wealth and building my own legacy, if you will, that the guys that were in my life, it's because I wanted them there. But then when you came around, it completely went against everything in my fucking body. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, I can't stop thinking about this guy. Like, I like, he feels so familiar to me. It just feels like this instant connection. Like, this is wild. Like, he gets me, I get him, and I don't even have to like explain myself to him very much. And I just thought that was, am I just saying too much? I'm going to stop.
No, I think it's very cuny. I'm just absorbing all the compliments that I never get.
So yeah, so all of those things combined, I'm like, fuck, this is, even if we don't have a romantic relationship, I just was like, I need this person around in my life.
That's very cuny.
I wasn't trying to be cuny.
Yeah, yesterday I was on Tim and Nikki's podcast. And
Tim and Nikki's? I think it's just Tim podcast, right? You threw me off.
Well, Nikki Blades is on
I know. So is Ricky. But
Ricky wasn't there.
I know. That's why it threw me off. I was like, Tim and Nikki.
Tim, Nikki, and Ricky.
Yeah.
Or Rick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rick wasn't there. And then Nikki asked me, how did you know that Gio was the one? And she asked Tim that question and me because we're both married. And then so she wanted to also hear what Joe had to say if Joe ever came close to marriage or anything like that.
Ooh, it sounds like a good podcast.
It was a pretty good podcast. And for me, what I was saying is, I think for me, I think other people think that I'm a pretty extreme person. I don't really think I'm an extreme person. But one thing that I do know about myself is I don't really like to fuck around. So like, when it comes to shorts, I literally have like one Lululemon style short, that short, and I have like 12 pairs of those guys. And I'll try a bunch of other ones from time to time and I fucking hate them. And then, so I won't get it. Like, I'm very like, this is it. And then that's the end all be all for everything. I don't fuck around that much. And so, what?
Nothing. That's cute.
Yeah. So like Glocks, I love it. And I have fucking like 4 or 5 of them, you know, that's it. That's that one thing. And I die by that.
I like how you make fun of your dad for having like 7 pairs of the exact same Costco shoe.
Yeah.
And you had to bring it back to the homies and just be like, my dad has like Costco shoes and there's 7 boxes. And you're literally your dad.
I'm exactly like that. That's why I think it's funny. Because
okay. That's your future.
Yeah. So
fuck, that's my future too.
So I don't like to fuck around. You know what I mean?
I love to fuck around. I know you do. I know
you don't own 2 of the anything, and then you're all about trying everything.
I can't.
If I could have one thing and let it last the rest of my life, and they made that perfect thing, I would just use it over and over and over again.
We're so different.
I know. But so when because I don't like to fuck around, ride or die motherfuckers are really important to me. So I remember when we first started dating, that was when I was nearing the end of my college. I had to figure out if I want to go to med school or if I want to pursue this whole JK thing, because JK was still very rocky. It wasn't very stable. And I had to figure out what I was going to do with my life post college. And you were a career woman already, and you knew what you wanted to do, and you kind of could see like your next 5-10 years of your life. And when I was talking to you, I remember precisely where it was. We were at the house that you were renting renting a room at. We were in the kitchen. I was sitting on the counter, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not too sure what I want to do. I think I do want to pursue this JK thing." It's very anti the way I was brought up. And the last 5 years of college, of me studying for AMCATs and volunteering, it's completely against what I want to do, or it's completely against what I've been preparing to do, but it's what my heart feels. And you're like, if that's what your heart feels, do it. I'll support you. I'll support you. And
Financially.
I'm like, yeah, financially. And I'm like, wait, like I don't have to work and you're just going to spend your money on me? And we've only been dating for like 2 or 3 months, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I knew you for at least 3 years.
I know, but we didn't.
Then.
It's only been like 2 or 3 months, and I'm like, wait, you're gonna like support me like that? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, damn, she don't fuck around. I'm like, she's the one.
That was it.
Yeah, because I'm like, if someone, because the person the way I am, it's like if you get my back, my life is yours.
Oof.
You know
Thank
what I mean?
God it was me and not someone else.
Yeah, and then so that's why, like, for me, I'm like, you're willing to do that? I'm yours already. Then you utilize me because that's fucking dope. So.
But it's not as romantic and as provocative as mine. Like our souls knew each other from a past life. No, it wasn't like that. There wasn't this level of comfort. Like, man, we just vibed. We just clicked.
We definitely did click a lot, but I think that's your style. I think my style is like, I'll show you I'm your best friend, and I stab myself in the stomach. Like I'm more of a samurai. I think like inside I'm like a samurai. And so samurai love is like, yo, we such good homies that when you commit suicide, I'll chop your head off for you. You know what I mean?
Lucky me.
That's me. That's my style. Like literally. So when you did that, it's like I'll give you half my money.
Did your dick get really big?
Probably did. I did it really big.
Did you almost nut?
My samurai heart nutted inside.
Oh, that's hotter.
Yeah.
Than your
like
dick
if it was
nutting.
a samurai movie, I literally nut into my kimono, and then cherry blossoms fell from
beautiful.
the sky. Yeah. Slow motion.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's water flowing somewhere.
And then my kimono, you just see like a wet spot kind of grow.
Wait, did you pee or did you nut?
Nut.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know how much I nut, so it was all over the place. It looks like I peed, actually.
Yeah, that's tight.
You've been cutie.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I just really felt like and the reason why I brought up, the time that we knew each other was because I felt really, I felt confident that you would really back up what you just said. Because I've just seen your pattern. I saw how hard you would study and you would work, and just how like strict you were with even just your diet and training and a bunch of stuff. So I was like, oh shit, this guy really is like, already I fucking love this guy. And normally I wouldn't do shit like that. Like if anything, my style as a girlfriend before you was like, okay, you have this dream and this thing that you want to pursue. I'll help you. I'm not going to support you because I'm trying to do my own independent shit, and I don't want to cling to you and I don't want you to cling to me. That's how I was.
Yeah.
And I'm still pretty much that way. But, and even with my previous boyfriends, like if they wanted to get something, I helped them get it. I didn't do it for them.
Yeah.
But then with you, it was like, oh shit, like, let me do whatever I can to help him. I just felt like this sense of responsibility for you.
That's awesome. And I think the part that really moved me too is you're a beginning career woman. So it wasn't like you're making like a salary that can support a household, It was a beginning career woman. It was money that was made to support one person. You just got your new car. Like this is your first step at independence. And for someone that was newly independent to go, I'll take on a dependent. I'm like, fuck, that's fucking crazy. So like it meant more because it's not like you're making 6 figures and like, oh, I could cover you. it was almost like, hey, I just got this job. Yes. I'm like, I'm a actual like steady person here now. And then, but you know what? I'm gonna split this half with you. And it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm crazy. I make some crazy decisions sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that's what really moved me. And because I don't like to fuck around. So when other people don't like to fuck around, those are the things that really like make me click and make me become soulmates with people.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized just kind of as you're talking right now, I've realized that when I'm able to follow my gut and my heart, usually it leads to really beautiful things. Because I live in my head so much that I'm constantly thinking about different scenarios to different situations. And because I've played out so many scenarios in my mind, once it plays out in real life, because I've already considered A through, I don't know, Z, I guess, on that matter, that once it falls into place, I'm like, cool, I'm ready to make a decision. So for a lot of people, it might seem irrational, or it might seem like I'm not considering all things. But I think I've considered enough to where, because I live in my head, I think I've considered a lot of different situations that I just never discussed openly, that once it does happen, I can just move quickly in that direction without ever being like, well, wait, am I going to do the right thing? I'm always like, okay, fuck it, let's just do it. You know?
Yeah. I think because of that, I've been a big fan of sleeping on stuff. You know how like they would say like sleep on it, you know, like if you're gonna make a big decision, don't be impulsive or whatever. And because I know I can be impulsive, but I also can get really heady. So it almost like counteracts each other. That growing up, like if I saw a box of Legos, I had to have it. I'm kind of like Taika. There's a part of like, you know, in Taika, if he doesn't get his way, he's crying like crazy. And he's like, and you see him get so frustrated. And I always make fun of him. I'm like, oh, he's just like you, but that's actually just like me. Because my dad would always make fun of me. He'd always be like, how come when things don't go your way, like you throw this crazy ass tantrum? And that's what Taika does right now.
You still do it.
I know. And so so I've been like sleeping on stuff because I hate buyer's remorse. You know when you like get something or you make a decision?
I've never had that.
And then you're like, oh, you never? I hate it. And you're like, why did I do that? So I hate that. So for me, now that I learned as I got older, I actually, the more I want something, the more I should sleep on it because it proves to me that I really, really want it.
Oh, wow.
So what's crazy is sometimes I'll sleep on something for like a week, a month. And then recently, like there's this watch I've been wanting to get. I've been sleeping on it for a year and I still want it. But now, because of all the like, you know, like the crazy uncertainty, the financial, like, I don't know, instability, I'm like, I'll hold off on that. But it's I've been able to sleep on stuff, and that helps me. Like, I think because I'm too heady, it helps my subconscious kind of work its way out.
That's dope.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm the same way.
And then it's almost as if like it's almost like you have something like in a shaker cup, and you go. And then like whatever rocks you didn't want settles to the bottom, and the one that you want emerges at the top.
Yeah.
Like when I sleep on it, it's almost as if like I didn't really actively think about it, but my heart and my soul and my mind like
sorted it all out.
Sorted it out, and it's like, yeah, do that or don't do that.
Yeah, that's exactly how my brain works.
Yeah.
Like, so we've been toying around with the idea of possibly leaving California. Like we've had several podcasts.
I was gonna try to finish the sentence, and I was gonna say getting mountain bikes, but then it was like leaving California. I was like, I was way off.
Yeah, absolutely way off.
Fine.
Getting mountain bikes is not a fucking decision I have to consider for a long time.
Really, I've been considering it for like a week now.
The only reason why I'm considering, like, I've held off on it, it's because the ones that we want to get are like in the thousands. So for me, I'm like, wait, so that's going to be $4,000 on bikes that we don't really get to use very often. Right now, we are going to get our landscape. So it's the calculating again that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it ain't worth it. But something that like moving, right? Like you might see it as I don't think about it enough, or we talk about it and I never bring it up again. But the way I operate is once I
never thought that, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, then cool. But the way I operate is if I'm willing to have a conversation and entertain the thought, then I'm actually really entertaining it in my mind. So the fact that we've had podcasts talking about why we want to leave, and we have like vlogs talking about why we want to leave, I'm still considering all these different things.
Yeah, but like 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So then I like whatever we discussed in the podcast or just in private, then on every single day, I'm looking at different things that happen here within California, within this household. I'm looking at, my mom's health. I'm looking at our health. I'm looking at financial. I'm looking at so many different things that once something presents itself where it falls into place, that it aligns with us leaving, then immediately, as soon as it clicks, right? Like as soon as that idea or something gets shuffled into my mind, that now that perfect missing puzzle piece just lands there, at that moment, I'll probably hit you up and be like, hey, we should go.
Wow.
Like it's just that fast.
But it could be like in a year, it could be in a month or a week.
It could even be tomorrow. It could even be today.
Wow.
Like that's just how quick, because I'm considering so many things on a daily.
I see. That
once that little piece falls in, I'm like, oh shit, I'm ready to do it. Let's go.
And you know me, I'm ride or die. So if you want to do it, I'm doing it.
I know.
I'll literally go anywhere, even a state we never even talked about. You're like, I want to go here. And I'm a raccoon digger.
I know.
Raccoon digger is our inside term when we first started dating.
Well, now it's not inside anymore because you just put it out there.
Okay. You want me to keep a secret?
You already said it.
No, they don't know the explanation.
But you already said it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it then.
You just say it. It's so weird.
Okay, fine. So raccoon digger.
Well, wait, you know what? It's actually time for our sponsor.
So to find out what a raccoon dick, you have to wait until after the sponsor.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsor, Skillshare. I freaking love Skillshare because I love improving upon the skills that I have or just getting new skills in general. And you know me, I like to just mess around sometimes. All the time. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I know I could probably get better at creative writing. I could get better at marketing. I could get better at photography. But sometimes I just want to play Russian roulette and see what else I can just get better at just for the sake of, for fun. So I was looking through their class list and they have all the normal classes that you always see, like animation, creative writing, photography, and all that stuff like I was telling you guys about. But they also have lifestyle. Do you know what lifestyle means?
No. I don't.
So, and under lifestyle, they have classes that teach you how to brew beer.
Sick.
Interior design. How to draw for self-expression. So I'm like, oh, these are just things that like, instead of, I think, through school, you get put in this mindset of like, okay, I got to learn something.
You have to learn something that you can apply.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to be like, but I'm like, there's things you can just learn about yourself. So for example, they have one called Style Your Space, Creative Tips and Techniques for Interior Design by Emily Henderson. Then there is Drawing as Self-Discovery, 5 Ways to Start by Mari Andrew. Like this is super dope where you could just go like, you know what? I'm just going to spend an hour today learning about who I am as a person. And I think that's really awesome.
That is awesome.
What's really cool for our listeners, you get 2 free months of premium membership at Skillshare.com just because you listen to us with the code BEAW. That's BEAL. So go to Skillshare.com, BEAL, to get 2 free months of premium membership. Go check it out. Go learn something that you can actually apply or go learn something about yourself. Skillshare.com/BEAW, BEAW. Go check it out. And
we're back. That's why when I wanted to get German Shepherds, I just kidding. Go ahead. Tell them what a raccoon dicker is.
So raccoon dicker, for our inside relationship term, is when we first got together, I told her that like I like experiences and I'm always down for the new shit because like, let's say if we go to some sort of weird country and they're like, hey, you know what? Our delicacy is raccoon dick. Even though it sounds fucking nasty, I'm eating that. That's like how about it I am. And then she was like, that's me too. I'm about it. So if she was like randomly like, hey, I think we should move to freaking Rhode Island. I'm like, we never even talked about it, but fuck it. Raccoon dick time, motherfucker. And then we go do it. But I have been doing some research. On like the moving stuff. Because like the difference between,
I'm sure.
Because I think you file things in and you can which is what makes us a really good team. I think you think about the social things, you think about the emotional things. And I think because I have Asperger's, those things are completely blind to me. So I do think about the more statistical things and then the more financial things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think about that. I mean, I think about the financial things for sure, but not to the extent or probably the amount of detail that you go into it.
Yeah. Because like even yesterday, I was just like, I was talking to you about how, oh, cool, like Hawaii, because that was even one of the things that's possible. I think Hawaii state income tax, it's like right under 9%, 8 point something. And which means if you make $100,000 immediately before you even get a chance to touch it, nine grand goes away. So that's $91,000 that you get to keep out of it without even paying federal income tax. I think federal is roughly around, I don't know, like between 5 and 10. So just rounding up, that's another 10. I mean, that's another 10 that goes away. So you're probably left with like 80, 90-ish in Hawaii. In California, 13 goes away. So when you get 100, it's immediately 87. Take off like another 10, that's already like 77. So it's like 70K versus like 90K. Versus like 80K. But then you go to Nevada or Texas where they don't have state income tax. If you make 100 grand, the 100 is 100. And then you pay the federal. So you have like 90, which is still pretty good. And that gets multiplied the more money you make. Why are you smiling at me, crazy?
Because you always get stuck in these little like informational loopholes. And I'm like, we weren't even talking about that. Like I catch you doing that all the time.
I can't help it. I got Asperger's.
Fine. Go finish.
And so go finish your Asperger's, motherfucker. Yeah. So if you make like 500,000, or if you make like, let's say you make $1 million, right? That's what people's goals are or whatever. Let's say you want to make $1 million a year. That's freaking what? $100,000. Like if you're in California, if you make $1 million, 130 grand goes away. I mean, that's how much you have to pay in taxes, you know?
Yeah. So that's how he thinks about shit. Whereas for me, I'm more like thinking about the family stuff. I'm thinking about like, dang, grandma, what about like my brother? And I said, what if something happens? Like, you know, can we drive to them? How long would it take in case of an emergency? That's I'm considering different.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that stuff.
I'm also going like, okay, well, if we have to do this, we have to leave before Taika starts going to school, because then I don't want to move him from school to school. Like I want him to have some stable foundation. And
I went from school to school and I turned out pretty awesome.
Now you're all right. But I don't want him to turn out like you at all. I'm just kidding.
He's already on track.
I know. He's super on track. And
you like it too. Don't act like you don't like it.
No, I love how eccentric and unique he is. I love it so much. I love that he's the rowdy one. I love everything about. I just love that he's his own little person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why for me it's quick. I'm quick to once it all aligns, I'm like, let's go. Like even with like we want to get German Shepherds, right? Like I'm holding off on it, not because I'm not thinking about it. It's because I'm thinking about it.
I thought you were trying to make Fawn lonely on purpose.
No. I'm just looking at our life right now. Like if we bring in 2 puppies, it's like literally bringing in
another kid.
A set of twins.
Yeah.
Because we have to potty train. We have to make sure that they're not bite, like they're going to start teething.
We got so much going on right now.
Yeah, there's no way. And then we had like our house is going to get destroyed if no one's around. So I'm just considering so many different things.
German Shepherd is probably a 2021 conversation, huh? Or
who
action,
knows?
Action.
I don't know. Something might pop up and we're like, fuck it, let's do it now.
Let's get it. I see.
That's how I am, man. I'm a feelers type of girl.
Yeah, even for me, like I started researching like school districts in Hawaii. There's one called Howay. Then there's a neighborhood that's the most family oriented in Hawaii. So like that's how my brain thinks, because I don't understand the social stuff. So I just go, okay, what are the top rated schools? What's the most community based? What are the most suburban feeling? And then I was like, fuck.
While you're trying to rent this house and then rent a house out there, or buy a house out there?
Buy a house out there. Like,
oh shit.
That'll be the one that we. But then you know, in Hawaii, I'm like, it's a little bit. It's kind of like California where you still have to pay income tax. You know, and like,
but it's Hawaii. At least you can like, you might not see your income tax, but at least you can see the ocean and it's warm and it's just beautiful
and
out there.
Food's so good. Do you know one thing that I realized what's worth it about living in California? Which I'm like, wait, what the hell? That's almost double. Which is in California, what's beautiful about California is the coastline, the beach. So to me, paying the 13% is almost paying a beach tax, right?
And we have beautiful mountains. They're all right.
Nah, they're all right. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can we have both in one. So we can go surfing and snowboarding when the seasons are right.
So you pay the beach tax, but if you don't live next to the beach, you're not really taking advantage of the beach tax. And I'm the only one calling it the beach tax. But then you're getting double taxed because the houses next to the beach are already that expensive anyways. So it's like you're paying double beach tax to live in California. But if you don't live next to the beach, you're not taking advantage of California, which makes me more inclined to go to like Texas or Nevada, because the houses are not only do you not have income tax,
you don't even have a beach.
The house is, you don't have a beach, and the houses are 50% cheaper. So you get way more for like your expenses are lower and your income is more. It's like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And then I'm like, but you know me, I'm a water baby. So I'm like, I need some motherfucking water up in this bitch.
You can have a pool.
There's a pool.
With the amount of money you're saving, you can create your own beach in the back.
I don't know about that. No, we don't save that much money. But I started looking.
You would save that much money. Because we have a friend who has a house that's bigger than us that paid like a fraction of what we paid.
Still not an ocean.
I mean, but you can like get acres of land.
True.
And dig it up.
Especially in Texas.
Yeah, dig it up, put some sand in there, and that's closer.
But anyways, I looked up.
We can go to Hawaii.
I was like, I'm a water baby. Water's really important to me. Real water. And there's a lake in Nevada called Lake Mead. People go jet skiing and all that stuff.
But
there.
Does it look like a lake? Like, is it like green, murky water?
I don't know. To me, water's water.
Oh, not for me.
Like,
Hawaii is water.
I mean, Hawaii is...
California beaches is whack.
Hawaii is paradise, but I'm a water baby, so water really means a lot to me.
Then you really are a water baby.
Like that's... Like, I used to swim in the gutter in front of my house.
What the fuck?
When the rain would pour, would go up.
You're like Taika.
I would
Taika's like you.
Yeah, I'm literally like splashing around in that water.
Disgusting.
Yeah, with leaves all up on my pants and all that.
That's the least of your worries. It wasn't even, it was like dog feces.
Maybe.
Probably human urine.
Maybe, but that's...
Vomit.
But that's how much of a water person I am. So I'm like... and I found this is crazy. So that made me go down the rabbit hole a little bit. And I found that in Nevada, there are some lakefront properties.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that crazy? So here's a lake in the middle of a desert, and there's houses around that lake. So maybe it won't even feel as deserty.
Is it man-made?
They could be. A lot of lakes are man-made, actually. But
see.
it could be like, but it's like, imagine living in the desert, and then there is this just giant body of water behind you.
How does the water...
crazy?
Yeah, how does the water sustain itself?
I don't know.
If it's a desert...
They figured out a way somehow.
That's... Are the houses really nice?
I was looking at it while I was driving, so I couldn't really pay that much attention.
I fucking hate that you do that. Can you stop doing that?
Fine, I will.
He has this fucking ADHD, and he's like, I have to like be on my phone while I drive. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Fine. Well, I need that Tesla autopilot thing where it's just like you could just drive.
Don't be on your fucking phone.
I don't have I don't have time to do all these research at home because at home I'm trying to be with everyone. I got time phone time.
Yeah, well, that's the worst time to pick. You don't fucking pick it when you're driving.
And I don't like doing research at night because I can't go sleep. So I don't like being on my phone doing research.
Then wake up early.
My brain's gonna be woo, 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 woo.
Then wake up early. Don't do it where you're endangering other people.
Fine, I'll do it when I'm pooping then.
Duh.
Duh.
Hate it. I hate it so much. So stupid.
I fucking love it when you're worried about me getting in danger because it just shows how much you fucking love me.
No, I ain't trying to raise a kid by myself. That shit's hard.
I love that.
Not because I love you.
That's my favorite part of her about her. She's such a like a tough cookie that
not these days. Not these days.
Nah, she'd be like, "Are you riding a bike? Well, you better be wearing a fucking helmet." And I'm like,
I don't talk like that.
I'm like, you love me so much. She was like, no, I just don't want to pay for hospital bills.
Okay, I do that. But I'm not like, wear a fucking helmet. I'm just like, are you gonna wear your helmet? You better wear it. I don't want to worry about you. I'm not gonna take care of you.
So when I was younger and immature, I'm like, fuck, she's such a fucking annoying ass motherfucker. But then now when I'm older and I can hear the love in it, I'm like, she wants my dick so bad.
Hey, I've changed my ways. I've softened up a lot.
Good.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, you have. I see it.
Yeah.
You don't see it?
Well, that's why I said good. Because have you seen it? And good. Good job. Proud of you.
It's not good job. You're going good. Finally.
And
Ugh.
that. And
you know
fun.
what?
What?
We're gonna fucking pause right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about our next sponsor. All right.
All right.
And our next sponsor, I'm so happy to be working with them. Grammarly, you guys are chef's kiss. You guys are but a digital writing tool that also works online. But anyone that I've ever written to or texted, or if you go on my Instagram, my grammar is the worst and my spelling is the worst.
One of the worst I've ever seen, yeah.
The worst you have ever seen before I was introduced to Grammarly.
True.
So like I said, whether you're communicating with your team online or working on a project, Grammarly is a digital writing tool you can always rely on. Grammarly is a digital assistant that helps more than 20 million people put their best foot forward. And if you guys want a little bit more help with the Grammarly stuff, they do offer Grammarly Premium, which does live editing for you. It helps you with tone. It helps you with sentence structure and just the style. It fixes punctuation. And it's really cool because I've added it to my phone. And as I'm texting, Grammarly pops up. So you just add it as like another keyboard, right? Like you might have a Chinese keyboard. I have Grammarly as a keyboard. So as I'm texting, it'll be like, did you mean this? Did you want to do this? Or, hey, you put the 2 times. Or you don't want to add this word, So it's not saying it as rude as I'm saying it. It's actually way more polite.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of really cool suggestions. So for anyone there that doesn't have perfect English or writes in perfect English, Grammarly is for you. And
or
honestly,
even if you do write in really good English, like me, I don't mean to brag or anything, but when you're in the creative writing space, you're always looking for other ways to communicate the same message because writing is an art form. It's still very helpful too.
Yeah, and you know how I mentioned that I did download on my phone? That's not the only place where it works. You can harness the power of Grammarly on every platform with their desktop editor. That's why in the beginning I'm like, they're like an online tool, digital tool, but yes, they are online as well. Browser plugin and mobile apps. So it's going to improve your writing on all your favorite sites. And these are sites like Outlook, Gmail, Twitter, LinkedIn. We all know how important LinkedIn is for a lot of us and more. So you guys right now listening, you're going to get 20% off Grammarly Premium when you sign up at grammarly.com/bailcast. That's 20% off Grammarly Premium at grammarly.com/bailcast. That's grammarly.com/bailcast for 20% off. And we're back. You promise I haven't been sweeter?
You've been really sweet. Very cutie.
Like I have this newfound love for you. It's crazy.
What? Why?
Why? That's a good thing.
I know, but I'm like, what caused it? Because it's a good thing. I want to know what happened.
So, I mean, for those of you who have been long time online friends, you guys have been hearing my journey of just a lot of like digging and correcting and uncovering that I've been doing just on myself. And in the process of doing that, a lot of beautiful things have come from that. Like a lot of relationships have flourished. I've deepened a lot of relationships. I've connected with other people that I just never thought I could connect with. I've had this really dope relationship with myself now. Like I loved myself before, but now the amount of love that I really have for myself, I'm just like, holy shit. And the fact that I've been able to love myself so hard really helped me love you even more.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's been really cool. And yeah, I've been easier on myself. That now I'm like easier on you, because I just feel like a lot of it comes from projection, right? Like a lot of our own insecurities we project onto other people, and like, we'll hate on other people, or we'll be jealous of other people, or we judge other people, but that's really because it's just our own insecurities.
Yeah.
So when I was able to see that that's what I was doing, and seeing my insecurities and stuff, I was really working on that and figuring out, well, where do they come from? Where does it stem from? And then figuring that out, I'm like, oh shit. Then I was really able to see you more for you, and just, yeah. And I just have like this newfound, like, I just feel giddy again. It's really cute.
That's cutie.
I don't know. I guess it is. I guess it is pretty cutie. Yeah, and it's pretty cool because we've been together for 12 years, and to be like, oh man, I'm smitten with my husband all over again. It's really cool.
I'm glad you're not tired of my ass anymore.
Oh, I'm tired of your shit. I'm not tired of your ass though. Those are funny. Those are funny words to use.
That's a funny T-shirt. I'm tired of your shit, but I am tired of your ass. That's cute.
That's a good shirt.
Yeah.
Remember that. We gotta save that somewhere. Yeah.
I love you so much, and so every time I look at Taika, it always blows my mind. Like when I like sit down and I think about how he's made and what he consists of, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's the other me and my best friend and my lover and my soulmate,
my best friend.
And then we made this person that looks like me and looks like her and acts like me and acts like her, but he's also his own person. Man, this is crazy.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just wild.
I know. I get so excited every time I have like the honor of like opening up his room door every morning. I get so excited. I can't wait to see his face because of the same reasons.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap, I made this with my best bud.
And then when he's excited to see me come home, I'm like, oh, it just melts my heart. Like I'll come home and he's on his iPad and listens and goes, Papi. And I'm like, I live for moments like this. So cute. And then he starts running after me. You go to jail. I'm like, oh God, here it goes.
Well, now it's different. He wants you to put him in jail.
Yeah. He goes.
So he can escape
He's telling me I'm police. He's jail. And he wants me to throw him in jail.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. And this whole conversation, I'm like, well, not this whole conversation, but just this piece right here. I'm like, damn, I feel like we should bring a girl into this. I never really wanted a girl. I never really wanted a.
Finally, we're going to have a threesome. I've been trying to bring a girl into this for years.
Create a daughter, you nunchucks.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, because I'm like, that'd be so cute to just have a girl, like a tough girl, because I know I'm not going to fucking, I don't know, who knows? I shouldn't even say this, but I thought that I wouldn't be one to create like a little dainty girl.
Yeah.
That's just not me. Like, I feel like the kids, at least in the first 5 years, they really copy their parents.
Yeah, but you also just don't know too.
Yeah, who knows? She might be really like girly, but I don't know. I'm not making an announcement or anything right now. So don't hold my word. Don't put too much weight on these words.
Yeah, I've heard that the nice girls are way easier to raise. So
nice girls? What do you mean nice girls?
Like some girls, like I've only heard this of girls. I've never really heard this of guys. But some girls.
Well, right. The society fucking hates women, so of course. Ugh,
really?
Let's hear it.
Oh, well, what I've heard of some nice girls are, there's just some girls, they just come out obedient, follow the program, nurturing, and are secondhand set of hands. And they just like, it's like stress free. It's just like, and it's not like Taika is, everything is going to be a challenge. That's what I love about him. But when it comes to getting on the program, it's even like if we're trying to go and get McDonald's for him, we open the car door and we're going to put him in his car seat. No, I want to do it. I'm like, all right. So I got to put him on the ground, watch him climb.
Get stuck.
Help. So
Help.
I have to help him anyways. And then now I help him. So what could have took like 2 minutes is now like this 15-minute thing.
And he has to bring his baseball bat and his golf club and 2 different balls and his fucking pixelated glasses. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
he never has to, he can't just follow the fucking program.
And once he sits down, he kicks his shoes off. Now they fall out of the car right when I was going to close the car doors. So I have to go pick it up and put it back up again. But there's nice girls I've heard that literally just do whatever you want and they just go with the program. And so if we were to have a second kid, I would love that, to have the nice girl that I always hear about. Because my mom told me she was that nice girl.
Yeah, well, your mom also told you she was the hottest chick on the block.
She didn't tell me she was the hottest chick on the block.
She said she was highly sought after.
But she said she was highly sought after.
That's the hottest chick on the block.
Yeah, but also my grandpa and my grandma also said my mom was the nice chick. Like it was so, to them it was so awesome having her, because as a first kid, because when the other kids were born, it was so easy for her to take care of the other 2.
Yeah.
And my youngest aunt, she's the rebellious one.
Oh.
So I think that's why she's the last one, because they're like, okay, it's almost as if they had Taika on the third one,
Lucky them.
Because if you have Taika on the third one, you're like,
we're done.
It's ending here.
That's why it's so hard to bring in number 2, because it's like, fuck.
Because we got him on the first one.
We already have 3 kids.
Yeah. Like
That's hard.
when I see your brother bring over his other 4 kids, and there's the oldest boy, the second oldest girl, and the 2 twins, all 4 of them don't cause the same commotion as one Taika. Like Taika, that guy he got lots of ideas, lots of antics.
Yep.
Like, you need to be sitting here. You need to sit here like this. Cross your legs. You start painting. Like this fool.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
This fool straight calling shots like he's a director. He walks into the room and everything's wrong already. Mama, you better go over there. You better go over do this. You better do this. And then he does this. Yeah. But I also love him because
same. But that's why it's just so hard to want to create a second one, because I'm like, what? You've been saying the same as say it.
He's just like a little boss man.
Yeah, we should get a suit.
Yeah, you should get him a suit for Halloween. That's what you should be, a freaking little boss.
Cute. That's so cute. Like the baby bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's just so hard to like want to bring in another kid. Because I'm like, you guys don't know. It's cute for you guys because you guys are just witnessing the highlights.
Yeah. But I live for the highlights though. His highlights are awesome.
Yeah, who doesn't live for the highlights?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Sorry. Yeah, those are all
some people live for the lowlights.
I mean,
Like if we have a daughter with her, I'm living for the lowlights. For her to be able to just chill on the couch and sit with me for 3 hours, I like the lowlights. Taika, I like it when he's freaking belly flopping into the pool. I'll live with the highlights. His lowlights, which is you sit over here, let me crush up all these chips and throw it all over my face, and then you have to go vacuum it off the couch later. You keep your lowlights, buddy.
yeah, he's rough, man. He's rough. I don't know how I was as a kid. I can't. All I remember was me just being really sassy.
Didn't your sister say like you're pretty sassy, you got an attitude problem, kind of like right now?
I don't know. I feel like they forget too. Because they'll bring up some shit and I don't want to argue, but they'll bring up some shit and I'm like, that wasn't me, but whatever.
Like it was another sibling that did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That happens a lot. You wouldn't know.
I know. I grew up pretty sad.
I'm just
by
kidding.
myself.
Hey, the grass is always greener. You know what I mean? Sometimes I was like, damn, fuck. Why didn't I just grow up by myself? I wouldn't get bullied and fucking punked.
I like getting bullied.
Well, right, because you were alone. Any type of interaction you're happy with. Unfortunately for you, it was bullying.
That's true. And I really
I was
enjoyed
really
it.
sad.
I really enjoyed bullying, actually. Or I really enjoyed getting bullied.
Why? Because people were finally playing with you?
Probably. I don't know what subconsciously it did to me, but I just liked always kind of like Taika right now, you know? Like I don't want to have him feel like I'm bullying him. So I always play and I do put him in like little restriction holds and stuff. But as soon as I feel him uncomfortable, I loosen it up to see what his natural tendency is. And if his natural tendency is to escape, I let him leave. But if his natural tendency is to still keep like wrestling around, then I'll keep wrestling around. And after I left, sometimes he does leave because it's too much. 30 seconds later, he comes back and jumps back on me. So I'm like, oh, that's I get that. Because for me, I like doing hard shit. You know, and then if I can't do it, I want to come back and do it over again and over again. And I don't know what it is, but like when I got bullied, just something about like, I don't know, you get your ass beat and then afterwards just like endorphins. I don't know. Like you feel like you went through something, you accomplished something. I don't really know.
I don't know. Someone out there will diagnose you with something and be like, oh, that's what it was.
And maybe it makes it like make me feel like I'm getting stronger or building character when I get bullied. I mean, there's times I got my ass straight up beat, and during the moment, I'm like, what?
With friends?
I don't know, like by bullies and stuff. And then afterwards, I'm like, I mean, there's times I'm like riding my bike down. So on our street, my friend's older brother and his other buddy, what they would love to do is.
How old are you at this time?
Probably like 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade. They're probably like
8 or 9.
They're probably junior high to high school. Where we would ride our bikes, and what they love doing is going and sticking a stick in our bicycle spoke. So when you're riding and you stick, you immediately just flip over because they stick it in the front. So you flip over and you fall. And when you see these kids around, like I'm riding my bike and down the street, I already see them. I'm like, oh, hell no. We start turning around. But they're big kids. So when we turn around, they see us. That motivates them even more. So they start bombing down. And when they bomb down, they'll like, if they can't get in the first try, they'll hit us in the calf because it hurts like crazy. So it'll slow us down from pedaling. And it sucked. And like, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever been hit really hard, but like your skin turns hot and red and the hairs on your neck, it stands up. It's just so uncomfortable. You're like, get me the hell out of here. You feel like you're scared for your life. But afterwards, you're like, damn, that was crazy, huh? When I flipped over the handlebars, that was nuts. And then you kind of like live for that moment now.
I don't relate to that, but cool.
Yeah.
You live for that moment?
Yeah, you're like, that's dope. Man, that was
dope that you survived it, or like, just a dope experience?
No, and then you're like, all right, where are they at? Let's ride in front of them, see if they can catch us again.
You're a fucking troublemaker.
It's kind of like that.
You're that guy.
Yeah, you're like, where are they at? This time, last time we're like 10 feet away. This time, let's try to be 15 feet away so they can't catch us.
What do your friends say? Are they down?
Some of the friends are down, yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's
our group of kids on our block that I grew up on, my first house. They're like a group of pretty athletic kids.
Oh, sick.
Even the fat ones. They're like, sick. Yeah, everyone's were just like, we were just a group of like kids that are just, we wrestled, we played every single sport you name it, like soccer, street hockey, basketball, like
That's fun. What a cool childhood. I hope Taika has that out here.
and everyone was kind of good at different things. So like we had these two twins. They played in a ice hockey league as a kid. So as like in first and second grade, they were training. Like their mom would make them go out on rollerblades, and they would have a weight behind them, like almost like a sled. And they would
sick.
and they rollerblade laps, like as in elementary school, because they wanted them, I don't know, to play probably professional hockey. So
shit.
So you would have those guys. So when we're playing street hockey, you can't wait, and they're twins. So you could always assign one to another team, and you'll have an all-star player. And so you can't wait for them. And then you have my other friend Mark, who played soccer, so he was really good at soccer. I was a decent swimmer. Like we would just all be good at stuff, you know?
That's amazing. Yeah, I really want that for Taika too. And our neighborhood seems like it's going to be that for him because it's a pretty safe neighborhood. We're trying to get it gated, so it's going to be even safer. And all our neighbors are like relatively around our age, and they're having kids around like the same time that we did.
Yeah.
So they're all going to grow up together. So hopefully everyone stays here and this is their forever home, because our cul-de-sac's going to be really tight. Like the cul-de-sac behind us is going to be really tight. And I can't wait for him to start, going to his friends' houses and stuff. At least it's like walking distance and I'll feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I wish I could have done, was just walk to my friend's house.
Oh.
Yeah. I used to love, like, I wanted to ride the bus. I wanted to walk to school and from school. I wanted to just walk to my friend's house. Like, I just wanted what you saw on TV, ride the bikes to the fucking...
Were you able to call your friends? Or?
The grocery store. Call them, yeah.
Oh, but you just wanted to walk to their house.
I could call them all the time, and I would, especially like my best friend. And we would talk for hours, but this is also during a time pre-cell phones. And I think there was already call waiting, so that was cool. But before the call waiting happened, I know we didn't have it. So it's like if you connected the internet or whatever to it, like that's it. It's all blocked. So that's the only time it was restricted. But once we had call waiting, I was like on the phone all the time.
Yeah, we went to each other's houses so much that the doorbell was a welcoming sound.
What do you mean?
Like these days, like I think because I'm like just want to chill. Like I hear the doorbell, I'm like, oh, what is that? Some freaking census person or some solicitor, But as a kid, we didn't really call each other. We just went to each other's houses. So as soon as they went ding dong, I'm like, oh, who is it? And I'd go and look. I'm like, oh, it's just a mailman or something like that,
Oh, you thought they were your friends?
Yeah, but like we would literally, like if I'm bored, I'm like, hey, mom, can I go out? And she goes, yeah, you could go play for like an hour or two. Then I had my usual checkpoints. I go to my friend because we all lived on the same street.
That's so cool.
So I'd go to Mark's house.
How cute.
And I go ding dong. I'm like, hi, is Mark home? And then after that, I'm like, if he is home, then he gets on his bike. Now he rides with me. Now there's two people. And now we go to Janesh's house. And I'm like, hey, is Janesh home? We just kind of have like, and then now we slowly build a group of like 3, 4, 5. And then now we go to ride around or do whatever things.
Yeah. I wanted the Sandlot life.
Yeah, I was like that. We just slowly go from,
fun.
we just go to a person's house. Hello, is this person home? And then our street was so cool. We're like, we'd be thirsty and we'd just go like to a random person's house. I'm like, excuse me, can we have us a glass of water? And they'll just give us kids glasses of water and we just drink it.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm like, oh, can I use the restroom? I gotta pee. And they just let us use the restroom. I'm like, sure, come in.
That's so cool. No, not us. Never that. Fuck that. It was like, you ain't walking on the streets. You're going to get kidnapped or I don't know, some shit's, you're going to get abducted. Something's going to happen to you.
Yeah, that never happened to us.
That's so sick. Yeah, I just really want Taika to have the life I didn't have. But there's times right now where I'm like, he's not going to understand. And I'm going to try really hard to remember these things. But he's not going to understand what it's like for your parents to be like, oh, we can't afford that. Like, no, we'll have to wait. We'll have to save and get it later. Like, we'll have to save for that. So I'm really going to have to teach him finances and stuff.
Oh, because we're just in way better situations than we were.
Financially, yeah.
I think that's something I'm going to force upon him. Like.
But these are things I didn't think about until like he wanted some toys, right? And I'm like, yeah, get it. Because it was like, I don't know, $10 or something. And then he's like, I want this one too. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Go get it. But then I'm like, oh shit. Wait a minute. No, my mom would never let me do that. So I'm like, you can only have one.
Yeah, because now when we go to the supermarket, he always gets at least one toy. So that's why this guy has freaking like 12 airplanes.
Yeah. But he plays with them all the time. So that's my justification.
You're cutie. Yeah, for me, I think the minute he starts understanding logic and stuff a little bit more it's going to be like structured systems on how he can earn it.
And I want to teach him how to invest too.
So I want to teach him how to earn.
It's like earn, save, invest, and donate.
Yeah. I want to teach him that. Where like because like one of my buddies, one thing that I really liked about him growing up, and I think that's what helped him like have this hard earning attitude, is that he earned his allowance as a kid, and they're pretty well off. But he earned his allowance as a kid, and so when they go to the grocery store, everything that he wanted that's outside of the family, like if the mom bought a whole box of Capri Suns, that's for the family. That's cool. If you want your own Sunny D, then that's your own gum. That's not the family gum. Then you use out of your own allowance. So he's been budgeting since he was a kid. And as people that were in late high school, early college, like I've always saw him be really, really good with money. And I'm like, that's so dope.
That is really dope. There's so much to learn, so much to teach.
Yeah, when he was 15, through lifeguarding, he bought his own motorcycle.
That's amazing.
You know, and for me as a kid, like, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Like what an adult,
to save up like to save up like 12 grand or something. You know, I'm like, I can't even count that high.
Yeah,
I'm like,
even
that's
1,000 was already crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, that's insane for him to know that I'm gonna keep working and then buy this motorcycle. I'm like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, hey, there's so much to learn, so much to teach. And I'm just excited to see where our parenting takes us. And I'm excited to share it with everyone. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's time.
Time for what?
For us to go, for us to bounce.
All right, see you later.
All right, see you later, guys. No. Anything else you wanna add?
Nope.
Okay. Well then, hey, I do want to say a huge thank you to our sponsor, Skillshare. Right now, you guys are going to get 2 free months of premium membership at Skillshare.com/Bill. So jump on that. And I also want to say thank you to our other sponsor, Grammarly, lifesaver. So make sure to download the app, install it. And for everyone listening, you guys are going to get 20% off Grammarly Premium when you sign up at Grammarly.com/Bellcast. That's 20% off Grammarly Premium at Grammarly.com/Bellcast.
And make sure you go to barbellbrigade.com. I always see it in the comments, oh man, I missed the launch, or you guys sold out. Make sure you sign up to our email list, because you will get the first on discounts, on updates, on launches. And we have a lot of dope stuff coming out for the rest of the year, like horchata flavored protein.
Oh shit.
So make sure you go sign up, and we'll let you know. And that's gonna be your hotspot for all your fitness needs. Barbellbrigade.com.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.